Welcome to episode 1 of my electricity mini-series. This episode is on simple wiring. Electricity flows in a constant loop, going round and round and round for eternity, theoretically. But what happens when you insert a component into that flow of electricity is that the component uses the energy of the source. So if the source is finite, which is all sources technically speaking, then the flow will continue and just keep continuing until all of the energy is used up at the source, and then the flow will stop. But if you have an infinite source, such as the mains, because no person in their house is going to use up all of the electricity, then it will just keep flowing and flowing and flowing. And here it is split up, and we have, this is the positive because it's running to the component and it is bringing energy to the component. But to get recharged, because electricity only flows in one direction, the rest, it can't double back, it has to come the whole way round. So if you think of it as a tube station, so here we have the train and all the people get into the train, and the train goes to the next station, everybody jumps out, and more people jump in, and then it goes back round, those people jump out, more in, and just going round and round and round, people getting in and out and in and out and in and out. However, what can happen is if something else becomes attached here, say, then the electricity will want to go out through it, and that won't work, because that will break everything because it's no longer a loop. So for safety, you can add an extra wire here, and we call this the earth wire. So here we have the positive, and here we have the negative. And the electricity flows from the positive round to the negative in what is called conventional flow, or the conventional flow of electricity. But what happens is when one of these pieces is interrupted, the electricity will take an escape route through the earth, protecting everything, keeping it all safe. But this is all confusing because currently we have just 3 wires and they're not protected at all, they're just 3 wires, so if they touched, everything could go wrong. So for safety, we color coded them in different colours. So live, which is the positive, we colour coded as red, and negative or neutral we colour coded as black, and we also colour coded earth as green. However, here in the UK in March 2006, safety standards changed and the British government dictated that wiring should now be labelled in this orientation. So live was no longer red, but was now brown. Earth was no longer just green, but green and yellow. And neutral became blue. It is not actually the wires that are these specific colours. It is in fact the plastic shielding that goes around them, and this prevents the wires touching each other and causing problems. However, when the chosen application does not have any metal exposed, then an earth is not required, such as this plastic handheld torch. And because there's no metal and it's all just plastic on the exterior, then I can't, theoretically speaking, electrocute myself. Therefore, an earth is not needed. But in other applications, such as this angle grinder, there is a metal part here, and that increases the risk of electrocution, which means that the product will have an earth wire. For simple products that do not have any metal on the exterior, simple wire such as this can be used, which has only a neutral and live, and it contains no earth because it doesn't need to. But if we look at this old piece of wire, you can see here in red the live, black the neutral, and this yellow and green is the earth, and this means that this piece of wire came from an application where there was metal involved, And I also have here a newer piece, which means it is brown, blue, and yellow and green. Thank you for watching episode 1 of my electricity series, and you'll be able to look at the next video here, and yeah, sure, take a look if you want.